Eventually, I want to get like my fingers into every kind of content type.
Welcome back to M's Adventures in Storytelling. Today is part 2 of how to make a living as a content provider with Sofia of Fridates. Enjoy.
Honestly, for a merch store, I would love to just sell some of the photographs that I take while traveling.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you can do that from your blog, from your website.
Yeah. See, diversify that income. Get money wherever you can.
You can sell the image or sell it as a ready-made thing. If they want it on a t-shirt, they want it on a bag.
Yeah. The other thing I'm thinking about, now like everything's coming to me. So like professionally, I'm a community builder, community manager. That's been my title for like the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. So we've been having like a little online space, whether it's free and like there are workshops you have to pay for, or like the membership fee is like $3. They'll like add after, you start getting a lot of people.
Have you noticed that on YouTube and on Instagram? Is it already on Instagram?
Where they have like, you can create communities?
Yeah, well you can just join the little... can pay for it to join that little club.
Yeah.
I actually already am on that on my podcast. Not on my podcast, but the podcast that I really like listening to.
Yeah. Community's the future, man.
I'm gonna taste a piece of this, but
please take as much as you want. This is delicious, by the way. This is probably the best salmon I've had in a minute.
It's very good, the food here.
That salmon is nice and like tender.
And these chickpeas are actually a little spicy. Not spicy, but actually have flavor. So there's one podcast that I really love called Something Rhymes with Purple.
Okay.
British.
Okay.
It's about English, or it's about language. And the history, the etymology.
Excuse me.
And they have what they call the Purple Club. It costs me, I think, $1.99 extra a month.
Yeah.
And it's just a little, 10 minutes extra every week.
Yeah.
When they want to say something that's a little less scripted.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, it's not that much for the member. And then like, think about it from like the community manager's perspective or like the company's perspective. If you have 1,000 people in the community, that's $2,000 a month just alone from community subscriptions. Like that's fantastic. And if you offer something that people want to sign up for, whether it's workshops or just, just a community or a place where they can like talk about whatever niche subject, people will pay for that. Yeah.
So there's this mother-daughter in Italy, American and Italian. She has that where you pay to get her newsletter. I don't know how much it costs, but a lot of their content is free. But then, and they lead tours as well. Yeah,
that's the dream, man.
And I don't know how much it costs for a week-long tour, but I would imagine somewhere above $10,000.
Oh, wow.
And then it's a week-long where you're with them, hotel, cooking lessons.
Right, the whole shebang.
Yeah, and think about that. They have 10 people.
You're good.
And they do, I don't know, maybe 8 tours a year.
See? I think, like, if there's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean? I think, like, when you first start out as a creator, it's almost daunting because it's like there are so many platforms and there are so many options. But I think, like, if you put in the effort, there's ways of making it work. In my opinion.
But you have some experience.
Yeah, I mean, it helps that I've been, like, professionally, like, building communities for, like, software companies for, like, the last decade. So, like, there are the tips and tricks. But I think, yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah.
You guys want me to bring more rice for you?
No.
I think we're good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
But you also have experience in social media.
That's true.
I mean, if you know how to edit a TikTok video, what do you use to edit that video?
CapCut.
What's it called?
CapCut.
CapCuts? And is that a free program or do you have to pay for it?
It's free, and then they have a tier where, like, some of the tools are paid and stuff like that.
Okay, I've never heard of it. Because I use the one that's on my Apple
Like the
iMovie?
yeah, that one. It's like iMovie, honestly. Like all of these like editing software, they're all the same. If I'm honest
And then
with
I've
you,
heard of Premiere or something?
I've heard of that. I like CapCut just because like that was the first app that like I found when I Googled it, and I was like, now I'm used to it.
Okay.
It's all the same. Just like
Do you use Canva?
I do. I love Canva.
Because you can do everything in Canva too. Mm-hmm. Editing, 2D images. You can do everything in Canva.
Oh man, I just did a rebrand for Fridates, and that was all through Canva. Yeah. Yeah.
Exciting.
And with like the community management stuff, it's funny because like for me it feels a little bit more natural, but it's all about empathy. Like putting yourself in like the shoes of like your members. And if you're good at that, if you're good with empathizing with people and like their experience, you're going to be great at building communities. If you cannot like wrap your head around what someone else would be thinking or how they would be feeling, maybe not community. You know what I mean? Maybe let's go down a different route.
So now when you say community, I don't think it's a natural, it's not an immediate connection between an online travel space and community. I think it's what happens, but I don't think that people think it from the outset as a set thing. Because, I mean, if you've stayed in hostels, then you have a community.
Right.
If you're a digital nomad, you have a community. Or people you meet when you're on a trip together, you've created a bond with them, that's a community. But the idea of creating it from the outset is...
It's definitely one of those things where like something needs to come before, you know what I mean? Just like popping off with like an online community without like the content, it's going to be hard to get people interested because like what is the carrot in front of them, right? Like what are they going to get out of it?
Right.
So I think it's first like putting yourself out there and developing that following, and then like whatever vibe you put out there, whoever's on that same wavelength, they're going to be attracted to you, and most likely then they're going to be like, you know what, I'm interested in what this person has to say. Let's see what else they have going on.
So now is Fridates already out? Is it launched already?
It's launched on TikTok and Instagram.
Okay.
The YouTube I'm working on.
Okay.
Again, I told you, I got to work with my camera. I got to get over that. Yeah.
So,
and I'm working on the blog actually before YouTube.
So, what camera do you use?
I have that's a good question. I know it's a DSLR. I don't know the brand though.
Okay.
See, it's one of those fancy cameras that I bought way too early, and then I'm like, I'm going to learn this. And then I had a 9 to 5, and it's been collecting
and now
dust.
you're using it as a video camera.
Yeah. Things work out. Now that I'm starting, like, wanting to go down that YouTube route, I'm like, oh, I have that tool. Okay, that's nice.
Well, I made the mistake of, because I love buying toys. About 4 years ago, I bought a camcorder.
Oh, okay.
I could not stabilize that thing. It sucks battery.
Oh, no.
And it's so shaky. And then for some reason, a gimbal, which is a stabilizer,
Yeah.
I can never get them to fit on my camera because I always have a specialized case. So they never fit.
Oh. Yeah.
And the reality is my purse is tiny.
Right.
So in the end, I'm only going to use what fits in my purse, which is basically my camera, my
Right.
phone.
My phone and then the mics. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the issue. It's like I also don't want to like lug around like hundreds of dollars worth of equipment. Apple spring rolls.
Yeah, I do like apple. I do like apple pie. Well, I really like apple crumble.
Yeah,
I'd
those
say.
are delicious.
And the rashmalai, I don't like. Gulab jamun. But I wonder if they put the pasta in the... I'll try the apple spring rolls.
And I'll get the mango coffee.
Good, so I can see if they put pasta in it.
Exactly, we can both try.
At Farmer's Market in particular, I mean at the others too, but at that market they really were, it was really, so a lot of the YouTubers and these expat or half and half tour guides, they're
Right.
always there.
Oh, okay.
Every weekend they're at that market. because it's near their house, and you get really quality stuff that has been grown within 100 kilometers
It's
of
amazing.
your house. And you can buy everything you need.
Right, yeah.
Olive oil, wine, meat, fish, everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Man. So I live...
Slurp. I love mango lassi.
They look good. I taught in Milan, and so we didn't go to the markets as much, but aperitivos, you would find every English language assistant, at an aperitivo place, doing the stereotypical American thing. 'Cause, have you done the aperitivos?
Yes.
Yeah, so, for people listening, you buy a drink, and essentially you get, a buffet of orders. And,
well, it depends on how touristy it is, how much you get.
At least in Milan, usually
Yeah.
that was, the vibe. And, we would scout for those bars that specifically had, the biggest, banquet, if you will, of orders. And, we would just fill up on that for dinner. They got so mad.
It is basically dinner.
Yeah. I mean, you're not supposed to do that. It very much, you stick out. You know what I mean? It's a very clear, they're American doing that. Italians don't do that. They have a couple of orders, and then they actually order a meal.
Well, they're going to eat dinner a few hours later.
Yeah.
2 or 3 hours later. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, let's see. 2/3 of this is mine, I think. I'm going to also pay by card, so...
Wait, what did you say?
I'm also going to pay by card.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes. But I got 2 main dishes.
I mean, this might be dumb on my side, but I'm fine with just splitting it evenly. We don't have to go into the complicated math.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
We'll just split it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I enjoyed the company.
Well, so basically what we found out was it does help if you have some angel investors, which you do, because you don't need to make a living from this. But for anyone else who this is not yet what they're going to try to make their living off of, it is very low cost. I don't know how much people set up a blog, but I do think it's a good way because a blog is basically a free website.
Yeah, exactly.
And from there, you can link everything else, including paid products. Mm-hmm. And you can add PayPal to it. You can do your membership through it.
Yeah.
A blog is, for a while, people kind of used the word blog in a negative way. Or not negative, but it was this idea, oh, you're just writing a journal. Why do people want to know what you're thinking? And I said, it's a website.
It's a website.
But it's a website with a weekly newsletter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's essentially a landing page.
Yeah, it is.
That encapsulates everything.
It is.
That's exactly how I'm viewing the blog.
Exactly. It's not brick and mortar. It is the site, the location of your business.
Yeah, it's like the digital home base.
Exactly.
That's how, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I publish every week on my blog just because I like consistency. I think it's important to your readers.
Yeah.
To be consistent, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
To show them that you're still with them. It's like any relationship. You need to be consistent. I mean, sometimes you don't remember their name or send them to the wrong place. But other than that,
it still works out.
But yeah, basically so set up a blog. You can do it for free. You can do it on WordPress for free.
Yeah.
And then how much do I pay per year? I think I pay around $200 a year to host because I do everything on WordPress. But I think for the URL part, that's probably only like $25 a year.
1 second, I think.
No, my card is on my phone, so I have to tap. So I had my other card stolen. Well, not stolen. The number was stolen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's annoying. It's the second time in 3 months.
Oh. That sucks. It makes you want to go back to cash.
Yeah. So earlier today I paid with cash.
Yeah.
I was just like, all right, fine.
Oh.
Yeah, so in conclusion, let's get this. So you need to, the reality is you don't need more than your smartphone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most smartphones today are much more powerful than a camera and microphone from 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. I think they are.
Yeah.
Unless you have one of the real old DSLRs, that's probably still more powerful.
Yeah.
But you can do it with your smartphone, and then I would recommend, I don't work for them, one of the little microphones,
Yeah.
like Lavalier or whoever you use,
Yeah, absolutely.
for $19, just because it helps. You don't have to get the wireless kind, although like the little set I'm using right now is wireless. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
You plug in the receiver into the bottom of the phone, and then one on each person. And this set, I think I bought it was $29, but they did have them on sale for $19 on Amazon.
There you go.
But you can also use it with just one person. It's really discreet. Most people don't notice that you're walking around talking, and the sound quality is the important part about your media.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then just start, practice. Malcolm Gladwell said 10,000 hours to become an expert at something. Mm-hmm. And if you need comfort, go look at YouTube videos and click on the oldest video. And most people who you think, oh, this is pretty good, they will have started with something 12, 14 years ago. It was like two minutes of them blurry-eyed doing some shot out of, the backyard.
Yeah.
And it's terrible, but it's okay to show it there.
Yeah.
And even people who are terrible at the camera, at the audio, but they have something compelling about them. Again, this thing of being engaging.
Yes.
They actually have followers. There's this woman who lives in a van. I think maybe now she doesn't live in the van anymore. Mm-hmm. But when she started YouTubing, she would use her phone. You only ever saw her from her nose to her eyebrows because she was holding the phone in front of her face.
Okay.
The sound was okay because she was right next to her thing.
Right.
And she didn't do any editing because she had no idea how to do that. She did not, there was no script, obviously. And I believe now she makes some money off of it and has 340,000 followers.
Yeah. Just put it out there. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to it has to exist for people to consume it.
Yeah. So that's what I would say, is just do it. And the great thing is, if you don't like it, you can delete it. But, if you have an urge to tell somebody some story, or just, there are people on YouTube who literally, there's this guy, I'm subscribed to him. He actually he had a long career as an actor, not super famous actor, but a working actor. He always made money off of off of acting in the background or whatever, as a B actor. And now what he does, because he's in his 80s, I think, he has a YouTube channel that has about 350,000 followers. Mm-hmm. So he does make money off of it, where he basically eats his low-cost lunch or dinner, and talks about the old days in movie making and people he's known or whatever he feels like. And he drinks root beer every day. It's the routine. Yeah. And he eats slaw every day. Oh. Either he eats coleslaw out of a container, or he makes his own, where he cuts up a little bit of tomato, a little bit of cucumber, I think, some white cabbage, mayonnaise and ketchup and relish, I think, are his dressing. Okay. Delicious. It's basically coleslaw. Yeah. And then he'll have his Hungry Man meal, or he'll fry up some steak. He tells you how much it costs, where he got it from, Walmart or wherever. Wow. And that is it. That's it. And it is mesmerizing.
Because it's him.
And when you read the comments, people are like, oh my gosh, he reminds me of my dad, he reminds me of my grandpa. And even though he has been in the film industry, he deliberately shoots it in a way that is not, it's not like a Hollywood movie. Right. It's bad lighting, the angle is weird, but still, there's something engaging about it. Yeah. And He never uses a fork. I think he eats with a spoon and a knife. And quite often he'll eat out of the frying pan. And he always has his root beer. And it's called the Feature Man. If you're looking, the channel's called the Feature Man.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Yeah, and that's not his name. The actor's name is something else. And there's something, I have to say, hypnotic about it. Once you start watching him, you just want to go back and watch him again cook his whatever inexpensive meal and eat and tell you stories. So just do it.
Thank you.
All right. And we're going to follow up with Sofia. With an F?
With an F.
With an F.
Nailed it.
About how her business is going.
Yes.
So for now, that's it.
Bye. Ciao.
Thanks for listening to the second part of my chat with Sofia of Fridates, as she starts out as an entrepreneur, a social media influencer, a global nomad, a podcaster, blogger, all things extraordinary with her travel business, Fridates. And we will catch up with her later. Thanks for listening now. Ciao.